Auntie, my company gave me a watch worth 5,000 ringgit. They put it on my EA form. I have to pay tax for a gift given to me by the company.
It's a taxable.
Why? It's a gift, ma. How is it I have to pay money to get a gift? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Bebel HR. Today, I'm not talking about HR, but something related. We're talking about tax. You know, there's a joke about it, right? Something like there are two things certain in life. One is death. The other one is tax.
You cannot avoid two things, death and taxes.
So in the studio today, we have Poovarni Rajagopal, who is the founder of Invertex Consulting,
yes.
which is a tax and advisory firm.
Correct.
Right?
Tax and corporate advisory.
Tax and corporate advisory based in PJ. So Varni has more than 20 years of experience in taxation. So, before she started her firm, she was the head of tax for Malaysia airports and also a manager at EY.
Yes, I was.
I always wonder, before we start, this is just a kaypoh question, what is like working in EY? Is it true that the working hours is terrible?
The working hours are long during peak period.
When is peak period?
Usually from March to August. It's longer.
That is a long period itself, March to August as a peak period.
So that is the tax peak period. So between then, it's longer working hours.
So the rumors are true lah.
Yes, it is. You know, we have to do your taxes. We are losing sleep because we are doing your taxes.
And
responsible tax consultants.
Yes. Okay. Talking about that. So you are a licensed tax agent.
Correct.
So what is a licensed tax agent? You need to get a license,
Correct.
go for exams.
So once you fulfill your experience and get your CPD, we have to fulfill our CPD points, about 25 points each year. That means you go for training, tax trainings. When you fulfill all these qualifying criteria, then the IRB will have a panel. You have to attend and interview with them.
Oh.
They will talk about the tax act, tax guidelines. It's just an open question, like, you know, you don't have any reference. They'll ask you probably, what is section 33? And you have to say.
But is there a minimum qualification? Like accountant, you need ACCA, that kind of thing?
Yes, all paperwork must be complete, a degree in accounting or local or overseas in university, or professional qualification like ACCA, ICAW. And then I think it's a minimum of 5, I can't remember now, but I think it's a minimum of 5 years in taxation, and you must have done about 30 over clients handling their tax files.
So to be a licensed tax agent, you have to be really legit.
Correct.
To be knowledgeable in taxation.
So once you get your license, it's not like they give you lifetime of license. You have to renew every 4 years. That means you have to keep learning. You have to show them the training that you go for. You have to identify who are the clients. When you renew your license, it's all online on Treasury Government. So you have to put in the client's name. Who have you handled? So they will cross-check in their file whether you are categorized as their tax agent.
So is it hard to have a tax career in Malaysia? Because what I understand, in the region, Malaysia has one of the most complicated tax.
I won't say complicated.
But compared to other countries,
it's about the same.
At least for employment tax, yes.
Okay, we'll get to that.
We are one of the most complicated one compared to other countries besides India.
Yeah, India is
like next level. Okay.
Yeah. I would say it will be very hard to be a tax consultant there,
yes.
Because they have a lot
But you
of...
compare to Singapore, Thailand, Philippines, I mean, for our local employment tax is quite complicated.
When you say complicated, what do you mean?
Complicated, there is a lot of tax exemptions, reliefs, that kind of thing. Honestly, I know everything you can go through a HR payroll system. I have used quite a number of HR payroll system. I've never seen one that is fully compliant.
No, I don't think that is a fully compliant
because too
payroll.
complicated.
Okay, so we have tax relief for individuals.
Yes.
Right? And then we have tax rebates if you're below a certain level
levels
of
yes.
Taxable income. There are no tax exemption if you say for individual. We call it relief.
Tax incentive, right? They call
It-
tax deduction.
That is more tax deduction, which is
deduction.
tax relief. Deduction will be the donation that you give out and all those, right? So tax relief is it's very simple. You have tax deduction for all the monetary gifts that you give, and then you have tax relief what you have spent for your lifestyle, for your kids, your spouse.
Okay, so
right?
let's dive into it. So what is the basic tax responsibilities for an employer?
For an employer, which almost a lot of company miss this, is number one, is company, sole proprietor, partnerships, all of these employers, you have to register a Form E, a E number. Once you have staff, whether you have staff or not, you have to register a file E number. So last time you have to manually do it, right? Now when you register your tax file, they automatically give you an E number.
Oh.
Yes. So when let's say if I'm a Sendirian Berhad, I register my C number, they will give you an E number too.
Is it automatic?
Now it's automatic.
Now is when?
Now probably
Because
in the last...
I just very active past 2 years with my enterprise.
Enterprise may not be. I'm talking about Sendirian Berhad.
Sendirian
Enterprise, you
Berhad,
have to manually still do it. Register yourself as because enterprise was not obligated under Form E until 2 years ago, I think.
But it's compulsory
Now
now.
it's compulsory.
PA, please take note. Form E is compulsory.
Yeah, Form E you must. Whether you have staff or otherwise, you must submit your nil tax return at least.
What is Form E?
It's actually just stating how many staff you have, what are the salaries you are paying them, the allowance, the
Even we have
EPF.
no staff, so Form E is empty.
So why do they do that? So when you have audited accounts, when you submit your taxes, you will have your financial statement. Then you will have your Form E.
Which is
when
zero.
they do their audit, they will try and match it. If you say I deducted 10,000 ringgit for this employee for EPF, does it match your audited accounts? What you put, if you didn't put it in Form E and you put it in your audited accounts, the IRB can say, you didn't declare in your Form E, you're not going to get a tax deduction.
Oh my God. Okay. So let's start with all this jargon. We have, I've heard of PCB, CP38, CP39. So what are the most common jargons we hear besides Form E? What does PCB stands for?
PCB is, what? Oh my God.
But I know it stands for tax.
MTD, I know, monthly tax deduction, yes.
Okay, MTD is monthly tax deduction.
It's your PCB, right? From your salary. That is your employer. It is compulsory for them to deduct PCB if you meet the threshold.
And
right?
some payslip, they put it as CP38.
Okay, CP38, let's say you have filed your taxes and then you forget you have balance of tax payable and you don't pay.
Again.
Okay, so I have my EA form, PCB, I have a nice PCB. Potongan cukai berjadual.
Potongan cukai berjadual. Okay.
Right, so you have your PCB, I fill up my form, nice BE form, and then sometimes it's automatic, right? PCB
Yes,
is
correct.
automatic,
Yes.
right? And then you have a balanced tax payable. A lot of employees, taxpayers, they may forget or they
did not declare income.
No. What I mean is they have declared everything. Let's say your tax payable is 100,000 ringgit.
Oh, okay.
Your PCB, which have been remitted every month, is 90,000 ringgit.
Okay.
So you have a balanced tax payable of 10,000 ringgit. Correct?
Okay.
Which you need to remit when you file your Form BE.
Okay. CP39?
Let me come. I'm coming to what is CP38. So you forget to remit the 10,000 ringgit. IRB, after filing all your submission deadline, will say, okay, you have 10,000 ringgit balance not paid.
Which I conveniently forgotten.
They will then issue CP38 to the employer to deduct your salary for the 10,000 ringgit.
Yes.
So salaried employees unfortunately have no way to run.
I have followers said that. So IRB, they will send it to
Your current employer
to deduct, right? Without the employee's consent.
They don't need any
And
your
sometimes
consent.
the amount is very high.
Correct.
And that is when CP39 will come in, which is installment.
CP39 is actually the employer's declaration of your PCB deduction.
Oh, it's
That's
totally
it.
wrong information.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's different. So it's just it's a declaration. So now you use EPCB plus, right?
Yes.
Everyone is on EPCB plus.
Yes.
So the employer every month have to go and submit your CP39 saying that these are number of my staff, this is number of PCB, and declare it and pay whichever way they use it.
Okay.
Either they use it through bank or check or otherwise. So CP39 is very simple. It's just a declaration of your PCB under the company.
But sometimes we receive letter from IRB CP38. It's scheduled.
Yes, correct. Monthly.
Ah.
So let's say if you change job and you still have money owing to the LHDN, they will write to your new employer because your new employer would have declared that you are now their current employee.
Okay. So what is, like, you have been this for 20 years, right?
Yep.
What is the most common mistake you see when employers are preparing tax for employee? Like, besides this Form E, CP38, there's also EA form.
Right. So one of the common thing is sometimes when I give cash, like I want to give ang pao. This is the common trend we see through the tax audits in the last 5 years, right? I give ang pao for my staff, festive for Deepavali, let's say 500 ringgit. I give everyone.
Is ang pao taxable?
Yeah, technically it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Shit.
So, and I will, of course, try to get a deduction under my company, right? Because I actually paid out my staff. It's a gift to my staff. But if I don't put it in their EA form that I
Okay.
gave this person 500 ringgit, I won't get a tax deduction. That is the trend that LHDN is carrying out in their tax audits. They say, okay, I love you because you gave ang pao, but did you declare it in this person EA form? That's their next question.
And employers declare it in their books as expenses to reduce tax. And it has to match with the
What you
Form E.
EA. E and EA.
E and EA, right?
Yes,
both
correct.
form also
Both
have to
forms.
match.
So let's say if some besar hati employers
That
say,
brings me to the question. I actually have followers complaining to me. Auntie, my company gave me a watch worth 5,000 ringgit. They put it on my EA form. I have to pay tax
yes,
for a gift given to me by the company.
it's a taxable.
Why? It's a gift, ma. How is it I have to pay money to get a gift?
But you actually, I mean, it's if you are my friend, I give you a gift, you enjoy the gift. But if an employer gives you a gift, you have to pay tax on the value of the gift because you're getting a free gift. It's free.
I don't want that.
So like how people say nothing is free in life. That's how it is.
Then I don't want you take it back. How is it I have to pay money to?
Even if
It's
they
like
give you cash as gift, you have to pay
cash,
tax.
cash I can understand. Cash we still use the same amount and buy. But if you give me a watch, okay, let's say the watch is engraved with my name. It has no reselling value, you know. Why is it taxable then?
I would really love to say it shouldn't be taxable. Then when I renew my license, they will say, oh, you are the one who said no need to tax, right?
Because you didn't write the law. So just now you mentioned certain employee welfares are tax deductible. What are some other common stuff also can be tax deductible for companies?
I've got a list here.
Oh, you have a list?
Wait.
Okay, let's go through the list. So, like, I know the very common one are like allowances, like travel, handphone meals. But those are not very large.
Like your dental care, child care, medical care, all those are not taxable. Not taxable when the employer gives you.
When it comes to health related.
Yeah, health insurance, they give you insurance, medical insurance, health insurance, all those are not taxable.
But is it tax deductible?
Yes, it is.
For employers,
Correct.
it is.
Yeah.
But not tax deductible for, not tax payable for
Correct.
employee, but tax deductible for employers. Oh, okay, that's nice, which is health benefits. Okay.
Then travel allowance up to 6,000 ringgit, you are not taxed. Let's say part of your job is traveling. That means you are reimbursed for your traveling for whatever cost. That is not taxable. Reimbursement is not taxable. If they give you a fixed allowance, like 500 ringgit a month, that's 12 months, 6,000 ringgit, that's not taxable. Let's say they give you 1,000 ringgit a month.
Okay.
That's 12,000 ringgit. Then The balance of 6,000 ringgit will be taxable.
Taxable.
Yeah.
Okay. What else is taxable, not taxable when it comes to
Wait.
company expenses?
I've got a list. I must see this list.
It's so cool.
Staff-
She has a long list there.
Medical fees, staff vacation, staff training, all those are not tax.
Staff vacation is interesting. I have a follower that said that the company gives her. Is there a limit to it for
3 domestic travel
3 domestic travel,
and 1 on overseas travel.
regardless of value?
3,000 ringgit maximum.
3,000. Got holiday now, less than 3,000.
No, I think even if
No
Langkawi
lah,
don't
where
have
got? Now hacu je sudah 5,000 je lah.
Betul. That day I went to Langkawi, the hotel itself cost me about that.
But if you stay atas, yes lah.
Even the bawa also is not that
and they
cheap
say
anywhere.
it's tax deductible up to 3 domestic
Yeah.
plus 1 overseas.
Yes.
But limit at 3K.
Yeah, the
You should
overseas
up it to
one.
30,000
The
lah.
overseas one is limited to 3K.
The overseas, but local no limit.
I don't think there's a limit, no.
Because I have a follower said that she has a privilege from the company. She can claim as staff benefits up to 20K. But the employer texts her
Yeah.
saying that they have to declare it
Correct.
also in
Yes.
form, whatever form they do lah.
So up to 3K is not deductible. 20,
But if you say local, it's no need.
up to, I think there is no limit. Let me check that again. I'll come back to you.
Okay, cool. That is cool. Okay, now the next one would be, what are some staff related? Oh, we already go through that
Yeah.
one, huh? How about HRDC levies? Are they
All that are claimable.
because it's training?
Yep.
Claimable means what? Huh?
Oh, you mean for the employer side, right? You can
Yes.
get a tax deduction.
For training related activities. How about team building, company trips,
All
all
that
those?
you can get tax
Full?
deduction. Yes, full. That's not a holiday. That's not a leave passage. It's staff related expenses, and employers will get deduction 100%.
So which means all employee engagement activities are fully tax deductible.
Correct.
Like contohnya, they have annual dinner.
Yes, it's deductible.
Right. So what is stopping companies doing all these things? Since it's all tax deductible.
Yes.
Very interesting. So what else is tax deductible that is commonly not known to employers?
If you want me to put it generally, anything that you spend for staff related matters are tax deductible.
Only that certain has limit. Like for example, this traveling.
Correct. So if let's say when I say staff, it's general. If I spend staff training is for everybody. If I spend for annual dinner is for everybody. But if I specifically give a certain, let's say managerial level, I give you gift of this amount of money. I give you travel allowance a lot more than 6,000. All that will have limit. When I say staff related matters, I'm talking about overall generally traveling, makan, minum, all your trainings.
But if it's individual, then it's different.
Then it'll be defined as benefit in kind.
Right. And that one, we have a public ruling, what is
Correct.
taxable,
Yes.
what is not taxable.
Yep.
Right? Which is a document issued by
LHDN.
LHDN about benefit in kind. How to explain? So these are non-monetary items.
Monetary, like if the employer
Ang
gives you
pao.
housing, gives you a car and a driver, all those are benefit, non-monetary, right? It's not convertible into cash. You can't sell your driver for money.
That is true.
Yeah.
But it's considered as taxable income.
Yes, taxable benefit in kind.
Because the logic will be you would need to earn money to hire a driver.
So here you don't have to.
So they
right?
convert it like
Correct.
that lah.
Yep.
I have a question. There is also certain companies they offer something called tax will be borne by employer.
That is also taxable.
That is why how you calculate it. So you are supposed to pay my tax, right?
Yes.
But tax is paid by you,
Yeah.
which means that amount that you pay to Hasil, is also taxable.
income to me.
It's
in the
also
following
income to
year.
me.
Correct.
So
Then you will pay the tax on it. It's just like a
it's going to
snowball
be like
thing.
a tax on tax.
Tax on tax. So hardly any employers do that. So they
God,
will.
God, the large ones, especially for higher positions.
Yes, I think mostly expats get that benefit
Yes.
too. I think. Yeah.
Yes.
It
But
should
it's
be
a very
Malaysians.
God lah, Malaysian God rare lah, rare.
Yeah,
This is-
very rare.
This is when you pay zero tax. The company will cover your tax also.
Yeah, I do see expats getting that benefit. I don't see local. There are many local the C-suites getting that benefit. Yeah.
Okay, next we want to talk about red flags. Red flags. What's the most common reason LHDN flags a company during an audit?
Number one, during an audit or to be picked for an audit. Which
Okay, let's start with how they pick a
Okay.
company to be audited.
Number one, everyone will be audited once, at least once. Right? Number two,
A year?
No. Once in every few years. That's why they ask you to keep your records up to
Okay,
7
everyone
years.
we're talking about company, huh?
Everyone.
Everyone.
Yes. Individual and companies. Nobody is special in the eye of LHDN.
But you might not gonna, right?
Might not if you are very, very, very
How many
lucky.
taxpayers we have in the country right now?
I think 1.3 million, about 1.3 million.
I don't foresee they can audit 1.3 million
They
people.
can because now it's self-assessment. So their job is to audit you.
Okay.
Their job is last time before year 2000, it was not self-assessment. That means you submit your form
No,
E.
I'm
right?
talking about the tax officer coming to the office, ask you to bring
Okay.
out like 10,000 files to check that kind of audit.
So that one is a more dangerous audit. Like I say, if it usually it's desk audit, they will email you a letter to say we are so and so. Please email us your let's say BE form. You have claimed all these tax relief. Give us the supporting documents.
Okay.
Right? Then you have to give them. Let's say if you claimed for insurance premium, your annual statement.
So how do they pick?
For individual, is every few years they will pick.
Randomly pick,
Randomly
right?
they
For
pick.
companies?
For companies, if you consistently report losses every year, if you are making loss every year, why are you running a business logically? Right? Number one. Number two, if you don't submit your tax returns.
So the trick is we cannot always lose money
Cannot
lah.
lah.
Because when they lose money, they don't pay any tax at all, right?
And also they have now is all automated. Let's say in your industry, the gross profit margin is 30%. You report only 10%. Why are you reporting only 10%? What are you doing? So that's how they pick. And also sometimes in a bigger group of companies where you have external shareholders and all, this is based on my experience. Usually you are not the person, you are not the company person that they are going after. They just want to track from below, to the ultimate.
They just
person.
want more money lah.
So they will catch you first. Okay, what have you done with this person? How much you have paid this person, this company or whatever. And then they'll go to the next company. They have done dealings with this person, that kind of thing, So a lot of that happened. But everyone, according to LHDN, and also everyone will be audited at one point.
Recently in the HR world, right? The recent audit on the employment contracts is like a big thing, What is your opinion about it?
Sorry, say that again?
The employment contracts that
Right.
need to be stamped.
Stamp duty, under the Stamp Duty Act, all contract, irrelevant in what industry or who you're signing it with, needs to be stamped. That's the underlying law. It has been there since 1949.
Yes,
Right?
but nobody practices it.
Of course, the bigger agreements, loan agreements, when you buy a house, all those are stamped, right?
Yes.
That's the practice.
Yes.
Now, LHDN is moving towards
Employment contracts.
employment contract where they want the employment. It needs to be stamped.
Yes.
So under the budget 2026, they have said before that, starting 1st July, they said the minimum salary is 300 ringgit. You have to stamp the agreement and
Yes.
pay the stamp duty.
Yes.
Right? Now they have increased the threshold to 3,000 ringgit a month.
Really?
Yeah. So beginning to 2026, any agreement that you Below 3,000 ringgit, you still need to stamp it, but you don't have to pay the stamp duty.
This is new news to me.
Yeah. Above 3,000 ringgit,
They declare in budget
yeah,
2026.
they did.
So it effective 2026 only employment contract with salary above 3,000.
3,000, your stamp duty is exemption. You still need to stamp it.
If ngam 3,000,
You still need to stamp it. You 3,000 and below. So I think Amgam's 3,000 will fall under 3,000 and below.
below. So above
3,001, then
you have to stamp.
and then no, you have to stamp. Whether it's below or above 3,000 ringgit, you still need to stamp, but you are exempted from paying the 10 ringgit.
If it's above 3,000,
If it's 3,000,
don't have to pay the 10 ringgit. Above or below?
below 3,000 and below, you don't have to pay the 10 ringgit stamp duty.
Which means the higher your salary, above 3K have to pay lah.
Yeah,
Okay, got it. Ay, macam mabuk sekejap kat situ. Okay, since we're talking about budget 2026, so it just dropped recently, right? That is new one. Thank you for educating us. Is there anything else that employers need to know? They need to pay attention to,
For micro
like
SME,
incentive, deductions, compliance
now
areas.
we are in the era of AI. So if you send your staff for training, you get an extra 50% deduction on the cost of training that you send them for the companies.
Wait a minute. Let's say the cost of training is 10K. Currently, before the budget, I can deduct up to 10K.
Now,
2026
you
is
can deduct
15K.
15K. But you need to submit like an application to Talent Comp, right? So
oh,
it
it's
should be
under Talent Corp.
Yes.
But what if I claim HRDC levy? Is it still tax deductible?
Yes, it is.
Interesting. People should stop bonding employees lah like that.
I mean, do they bond employees for
They
training?
do. Even if it's HRDC claimable, they still bond the employee because I think a lot of bosses, they cannot brain that I invest in you and yet you cannot commit back to me.
So how long do they bond the
Normally
employees?
it's 1 year.
And
Depending on the value, the higher it is, I've seen people bond up to 6 years, 10 years.
wow.
That is like crazy value lah. But like 1 to 3 years is quite common. Even my previous company is the same.
So
They have a tier.
if I as an employer after 1 year, I see you're not performing in that 3 years, so can I let you go then?
As long as both parties have signed the bond agreement, is executable. But
Okay.
as long as the employer can justify the amount of money, like with proof of receipts that we have invested in you, we have the right to take it back. Because it's money invested and investment has not been returned. But both parties has to agree on it.
Right. Okay.
That is for employment bond lah.
I should bond on my employees.
You should bond. You shouldn't lah. You want to train.
I
You
know.
should train.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, how do you see this budget 2026 measure impacting SMEs versus larger corporations? Who would benefit more with the new budget announcement?
If it's more like a status quo budget, there's no increase in tax rate. That's no extraordinary.
Alcohol increased by 10%.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So no increase in your individual tax rate or corporate rate. Like for companies who invest in heavy machineries, plant and machinery, you can claim that cost within 2 years. In the next 2 years, right? Usually it's claimable over 5 years. Now you can claim it within 2 years, but there's a catch to it. You must buy these machineries from local manufacturers.
I see.
So those are the few things that have been given under the budget. So it's more. I think this budget is more like increasing the savings from subsidies and channeling those savings towards
the right audience.
Towards Saraan, all this cash aid that we give to the eligible families and individuals. Yeah.
I quite like it actually. Basically, they're taking money from the rich and giving it to the poor, right?
But we also need transparency how the savings are being used. Of course, healthcare, transport, All these are the priorities.
I think many individuals would agree that we don't mind taking money from the rich, helping the poor, but we just, like you said, we need transparency.
Yeah, how are
Right?
these being used? You know, I think there's an estimated 15 billion savings from the current subsidies cut. You know,
Really? Interesting. What government going to do with the 15 billion? Pay our debts, is it? The 1MDB debts? Publishable or not that one? Anyway, we have some question for the audience.
Right.
Okay, so we take some question from the audience. Okay,
this is
first
from
question.
the employers or from the employees?
This is for the employers, more on the employer one. This is from George Cloud. He is asking, does the employer need to tax the employee if he has full company stock after he has left the home country?
Yes, even after death, they will come after
I
you.
would think this is an expert asking this lah.
Yes, they will. Yep. As
Even
long as you
they have left the country,
doesn't matter.
they have stock in this company,
Yep. When you exercise, when you sell the stock, you will be taxed.
you still have to be taxed lah, as long there's money coming in from Malaysia account.
Yep.
Okay, that is a simple answer. Then the next one will be, how about when it comes to retrenchment benefits?
Okay, so
Is it taxable?
it is taxable, but you have an exemption of 10,000 ringgit for every year that you have worked in that company. Let's say you have worked for 5 years and they give you compensation for loss of income of about 100,000 ringgit for that 5 years. Let's say such a generous employer, right? 100,000 ringgit.
God.
So 5 years, then you get a deduction exemption of 10,000 ringgit for each of the
Year of service.
So 50,000 exempted, 50,000 you have to pay tax on.
And do they need to get a tax clearance letter
Yes,
before?
the employer has to do it.
The employer has to do it
Yeah,
to
they
get
have
tax
to
clearance.
file the form and then get the tax clearance letter.
Is there a period of time when the employer has to get the tax
I
clearance?
think 30 days before they leave. Wait, 30 days, yeah. 30 days, not less than 30 days before cessation of employment.
Before
Before they leave. Or if they,
they
have
have
left.
to file lah.
Yes, because they would know that
And
way before
typically,
that.
how long LHDN will take to produce that tax
Not
clearance
very
letter?
long. Not very long, actually. In the last, our experience, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
So at most would be 2 weeks lah.
Yeah,
Let's say if so jialat the day they cease your employment, they give, it's still before ma.
Also because they know the employer will be holding the money.
So what is the penalty if they do it late?
There's no penalty. They have not been.
There's no penalty.
There's no.
Then what is making them to do their job properly if there's no rotan to rotan them?
So far, we have not seen any penalty for filing it late. But I think most employers would do it on time because they want the employee to, leave on clean slate, go to the next, move on to the next job.
That is a very ideal employer you are talking about, which is
But
very
in these cases where you have compensation, loss of income, and all those, they will do it. I don't think, and I've not seen. Have you seen? Not in
I
my
have seen
experience.
many.
Is it? So how do they withhold the
They
salary
don't.
then?
They keep asking me. So what I encourage followers to do, they go chase IRB itself and lodge a report lah.
Right. So I've got a client who did that because he had a huge compensation for loss of income. So when the employer filed the CP22A and he couldn't wait, so he went to see LHDN as soon as they filed it, and he got his tax clearance letter within the week or something like that. Yeah.
That is what I tell them to do lah. You go directly and get it out. Sometimes you wait for HR to do. Many HR are not very responsible, unfortunately. Anyway, Varni, before we let you go, top 3 practical tips for employers to stay tax compliant and stress-free during audit time.
Number 1, Form E. Make sure your accountant or your HR are filing it.
Okay.
Right?
I filed it late once before. The penalty is 200 ringgit.
Number 2, don't wait for a company IRB to come and audit you. If you have your audited report, do an internal control process. Does it match? Form EA, does it match my audited report?
And that is when they will hire
yeah.
advisory firm like yours,
Advisory
right?
firm, or if they have in-house finance team, also they can do that.
Okay.
So make sure
That is
It
what people
matches.
talk about internal audit.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Number 3, please automate your systems.
Is there any tax incentive to
I
automate
think
my
there's
system?
5,000 ringgit
Yes.
matching grant, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can get that. Please automate
Where
it.
do we apply for this grant?
Those who are selling you the software, they will do the application for you.
So next time you go buy tax related software, ask them for the grant.
Payroll, tax related, accounting software, all that. Just automate it, especially your payroll. You need to automate it. Don't calculate your PCB manually. You have no idea how complicated the formula is.
Oh, nice. Anyway, so if there's any of the audience would like to reach out to you to ask you more about taxation, how can they reach out to you?
Our details are in our social media. That's on under my handle Poovarni Rajagopal in
Which
TikTok
is
and Instagram.
at Poovarni
Rajagopal.
Rajagopal.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Also, we have an Instagram page under Invertax Consulting. They can always DM us.
DM you.
There's a phone number and our contact number as
Is
well.
there?
So you can there.
Cool.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Varni.
Thank you, Auntie. It makes me great pleasure, not for calling you Auntie, to be here actually.
Auntie is my pronoun. It's nice. Thank you all for joining us today. In the next episode, we will focus more on employee tax. Please remember, if you have anything to ask, to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Bye.